Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today I'll be reviewing How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. The book is about strong interpersonal relationship, influence others positively, and improving communication skills. So Carnegie teaches principles like giving genuine appreciation, listening actively, and motivating people without criticism. This is especially important for us as organizational behavioral students because interpersonal skills are central to team dynamics, leadership, and organizational effectiveness. Whether it's managing a group project, leading a team, or collaborating in a workplace, understanding how to influence others ethically and communicate effectively can make a real difference. It links closely with organizational behavioral topics like motivation, leadership, and organizational culture, helping us to see how small behavior impact group outcomes. One of the most powerful lessons I learned from Carnegie's book is the importance of appreciation over criticism. He explains that criticism often breeds resentment rather than improvement, whereas sincere appreciation inspires people to perform better. Before reading the book, I believed that pointing out mistakes was the most effective way to help others to improve. However, I now realize that genuine praise and a focus on people's strengths is far more impactful. This insight challenges the traditional belief that criticism drives performance and instead demonstrates how positive reinforcement sustains motivation. As Carnegie puts in, any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most people do. His emphasis on appreciation also echoes motivation research in organizational behavior, which consistently finds that recognition and positive feedbacks are more effective in improving long term performance than criticism. The second lesson that stood out to me is the value of active listening and showing genuine interest in others. Carnegie emphasizes that people feel valued when we listen to them attentively and take an interest in their lives. Before reading the book, I believed that leadership meant speaking confidently and providing solutions. However, Carnegie helped me realize that true influence often comes from empathy and ability to listen. This shifted my earlier belief that leadership is about having all the answers and instead gave me the insights into how emotional intelligence and listening skills are critical to building trust and collaboration. As Carnegie advises us, we should be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. This aligns with Goldman's work on emotional intelligence, which highlights that empathy and this active listening are essential for leadership effectiveness. The third key value I took from the book is the importance of making others feel genuinely valued. Carnegie demonstrates that small, authentic gestures, such as remembering someone's name or acknowledging their contributions or showing respect, can strengthen trust in relationships. Before reading the book, I underestimated how powerful these small recognitions could impact group dynamics. Now I realize that making people feel valued is not about authority or power, but about creating genuine connections. This insight closely aligns organizational behavioral concepts like social exchange theory, which shows that when individuals feel respected and appreciated, they are more likely to be engaged or committed. Carnegie captures this perfectly when he notes that the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Moving on, although this book is filled with valuable insights, there are 2 points I would like to critique. The first is Carnegie's strong emphasis on avoiding arguments at all costs. He suggests that arguments only leads to defensiveness and should be sidestepped entirely. While I understand the logic, this approach is not always practical or beneficial in today's workplace. In organizational behavior, we often discuss that the value constructive conflict which can lead to better decision making and innovation. Completely avoiding disagreements may prevent growth and cause groupthink. A more balanced approach would be to encourage respectful debate and use conflict management strategies to resolve issues in a productive way. The second critique I have is that Carnegie presents his principles as if they are university applicable. He assumes that these techniques work in every context, but in reality, organizations are shaped by cultural hierarchy and norms. For instance, while calling someone by their first name may create warmth in one culture, it might come across as disrespectful in another. Likewise, the way appreciation is expressed can vary across organizational and cultures. To improve this, I believe Carnegie's advice should be adapted to different cultural and organizational contexts. This connects with theories such as Hofstede's cultural dimensions, which shows that communication and influence strategies must be adjusted depending on the cultural setting. From reading this book, I gained several pieces of advice that I think are especially useful for us as organizational behavioral students. The first is to practice active listening in group projects and teamwork. Instead of focusing on what we want to say next, we should make an effort to listen carefully, summarize what others have said, ensure that we value their perspective. This not only prevents misunderstanding but also strengthens collaboration. The second piece of advice is to give genuine appreciation to peers. When a teammate makes a valuable contribution, acknowledging it sincerely can motivate them to continue contributing. This kind of encouragement improves the overall team atmosphere and productivity. The third piece of advice is to adapt influence techniques to fit the context we are in. In flat peer-based teams, informal recognitions and friendliness works well, but in more hierarchical organizations, it may be necessary to show respect through more formal communications. Being flexible in how we apply Carnegie's lessons will make us more effective as future professionals. In conclusion, How to Win Friends and Influence People is a timeless book that highlights the power of appreciation, listening, and making people feel valued. These lessons are highly relevant to us as organizational behavioral students because they connect to theories of motivation, emotional intelligence, and workplace culture. At the same time, the book has limitations, such as avoiding conflicts and lacking cultural adaptability, which we should keep in mind. For me, the key takeaway is that influencing others is not about authority or manipulation, but about authenticity, respect, and empathy. These skills are essential for not only managers, but for anyone who wants to succeed in group work, leadership, and organizational life. So I'll leave you with one question to reflect on. Think back to your most recent group project. Was there a moment when genuine appreciation or active listening changed how the team works, and how might applying Carnegie's lesson improve your next project? These are my references list, and thank you for listening.